early. Yo, what it do,
what
folks?
up,
we are
man?
back. Another episode of
103?
Early. 103
Hey,
probably.
place to
Yeah,
be, man.
yeah,
Early.
for sure.
Appreciate that.
Welcome back. You know what I'm saying? If you're
Y'all
not subscribed to the channel, you know what I'm saying? Go ahead and do that.
Yes. And then tell a friend, tell a family member to go tell another relative and all of that. All right.
Facts. We got a cool episode lined up for today. Just us in here, you know what I'm saying? We about to go back and forth on a couple of things.
Snowfall heating up, y'all.
Snowfall is fucking heating up. Oh my god. Did you watch the one from this week?
You know I
Yeah.
You know the aftermath episode.
Yeah. Had to see how the fallout. You had to see the fallout look like.
You know how shit's probably about to, continue from here. So
yeah.
We definitely gonna get into that.
Yeah,
so
man.
many different tangents
Oh my god, that's
it's
the best show on television right now. Best show on television, bro. It's been so long since there's been a show that's like I gotta watch it right when it's dropping. You know what I'm saying? Like I can't let too many days go by. I watched it last night. I think it drops on Wednesdays. But you can't let too many days go by because I'd be like I'm waiting for it. I'm like I gotta, you know what I'm saying?
It's funny where it's like shows can be talked about and they're popular and everybody's sharing their opinions on it, and then there's a difference where we're literally talking about like the next, like we trying to see the next episode because like you'll see the BMF and the pop, like people talk and shit, but this is something that niggas is literally like, yo, bro, what? Like, I need the next one. I need the next one. What do you think is about to happen next? Type thing. If now we all hypothesize on what we think is going to happen.
Yeah,
I think that's really dope when a show can make everybody have a conversation on what happened, what's about to happen.
That's very interesting because, like, I'm not gonna lie, I haven't really been super tapped in lately as far as social. Right, but something that I noticed early on in the start of the season was that like the streets weren't talking about Snowfall as much as like they used to been. Right. Am I kind of off on that, or is that you find some accuracy with that? Because what it sounds like you're saying is like there's the commentary is picked up.
Yeah. So the reason I'd say more like I think there's a definite difference between I guess like the intensity of this season because I even feel like the conversation during last season
wasn't there.
Whoa.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm like, are people even still watching this show? You know what I'm saying? Like, I felt that way with Atlanta too. Like,
kind of felt like everybody was like, yeah, this shit's about to end soon. Like, that was the conversation last year. Now it's kind of like, damn, this is the last season.
Yeah, oh my god, I'm watching every episode. Like, damn, this shit is. How many episodes we got left? You know what I'm saying? Like, I think we had that conversation. Like, damn, like, is this gonna be a 10 episode season? Is gonna be an 8 episode season? I don't know if that's common knowledge, but I'm literally watching episodes like as they're winding down. I'm like, damn, like how many episodes are left of this season?
We could definitely find out too. We'll definitely find out.
But Snowfall has been amazing so far this year. I feel like this guy Franklin Saint, we literally watched a cool, chill, laid back kid turn into just like a fucking monster. You know what I'm saying? And I don't mean that in like a demonic way, even though at the end of that last episode, he was like, Shorty was like, you're the devil. He was like, I know. I was like, oh yeah, this nigga really done turned into a fucking monster.
It's so, are we doing it? Are we getting right off the top?
Let's go. We're already here. We're already here.
So, I mean, shit. I think Franklin's character arc is very, very interesting. I'm definitely somebody that kind of sides with Saint throughout the majority of the show. But even that last episode, it was interesting because it kind of showed Franklin very conscious of what he's viewed as and what he's become, and kind of now like leaning into it.
You just don't give a fuck.
And I was like, this is interesting. And then even when he had said that to the Louis, she's like, why'd you come back for me? And then like when he said
you made me a promise.
When he said the first reason, I was like, that's bullshit.
Like,
Louis, you know, I was raised to know that. I was like, it was not that.
It's funny. Go ahead, finish.
When he had said what it was actually for, it made me look at Frank in a different light. I was like, because then I'm like, I have to run that episode back. Did he make that promise before Jerome ever pulled up? That was the promise.
That was when if I'm not mistaken, that was when he had went and saw her the first time.
And you
know what I'm saying?
And even though we were able to see Franklin's reaction to his Uncle Don, because I think that was a natural response.
That was genuine.
I do think at that wake, I was like, damn, Frank, I think you kind of knew that all of this would have
it's a possibility. It's always a possibility,
like right? And then and he was just kind of like, yeah, man, like the Unc dying. Like now, I thought about it in that split second. I was like, damn, maybe Unc, you knew that, yeah, my Unc, he
was a casualty,
and he just in that moment didn't know how to affect him.
Yeah,
but he planned for Unc gonna die.
Yeah,
like
or
about a leader. Remember, Unc was motherfucker slapping him in the cafe. Like, Franklin really was past the bird. I don't really care about none of y'all.
Yeah, he's like he kind of using you as like a pawn to get to the end. Yeah. And I know you'll go harder than I will go to get your shorty out of there.
I really hope both of them was out. Yeah. I was really hoping that both of them was out. But
I don't know. But I mean, I don't know if I see it like that. I feel where you're going up until that last part. I feel like
it's the promise. He did want
Louis it was like because he did want Louis alive because he knows that because like look at how like him, Osho, and Louis. Those are like the only two people that he knows where Teddy is or knows how he can get to Teddy. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I feel like I'm looking at it from a standpoint of he did want Louis alive, but something that was interesting to me was like the lack of accountability from Louis. He was looking at I can't remember what his mom's name is. Sissy. She was looking at Sissy like, your son is the reason why Jerome's dead. I'm like, bro, do you not realize that this nigga was coming to save you? You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah,
he had a part on it.
Yeah,
we all did this.
And it's like he was like, but also like he did that to come and get you. You know what I'm saying? Like
that one for sure.
Yeah, I was like, like the fact that she said that, I was like kind of crazy. And then even when she was talking to Teddy and she was like, I want this nigga dead too. I'm just like, what do you? I'm like this nigga like from the standpoint of, I guess her angle, it's like, how do you not see it as the nigga coming to save you? Right. You know what I'm saying? Or at least putting the troops together to come and save you. You know what I'm saying? Like she's looking at it as, oh, my man is dead because of you.
More so like you.
But it's like, do you remember where we were? We were in the warehouse that you were in. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know. It's kind of crazy to me.
I mean, Franklin literally said the shit you're saying in the episode to Leon while they're walking in the hood. He said,
"What he say?"
And you've seen Leon kind of even look at him like, "Damn, this boy is cold."
What did he say?
He said, "None of it had to happen, Leon."
Oh, they shouldn't have went. Yeah, they shouldn't have went against. Yeah. He did say that. Yeah. Facts. Not facts.
Like,
facts. I forgot about that.
You know what I'm saying? So, but I would say one.
And Leon did kind of look at him crazy, but I was like, I didn't look at Franklin crazy for saying that or thinking that.
And I'm not. And this is the thing. It's not that Franklin be wrong, but sometimes he really don't have to say that. You ain't have to say that.
People talk a lot about the tone in which you say things and shit like that.
And tone and shit like, but I'm like, I'm like, bro, yeah, that's the case, bro. You ain't have to. Nigga died.
Like, niggas could have just kept on walking without saying a word. You know what I'm saying?
Leon now related to him, but you even like Leon. That's my OG too, bro. Yeah. Even though that's your uncle, like I love the nigga too. But I think another thing to your point, what you talking about, Louis, which was. I really looked at her just like, yo, what's up with you? Like, for real, especially in not the episode 5, the joint where Jerome having that conversation with Louis. And I definitely want to get into Jerome because he's a dope character.
Yeah.
And I think, and in the history of characters, I think he cemented himself. I think Uncle Jerome is definitely a character for sure. Yeah. So that's lit. But
oh, he got a couple of memes out there. He's like, teach your man how to squabble.
bro.
It's a whole meme now. Yeah.
Squabble? He didn't even say fight. Like, yo, teach that boy how to squabble.
He said, use the trigger next time, nigga. Yeah, Jerome, he's definitely cemented as a TV character.
He's goated. All right, but I was about to say though, fucking Louis, you know, Jerome came into the room talking about Jamaica and shit like that. And Louis basically
dismissed it, basically.
But before, like after that, it's like her grievances as to what's her motivation. And she was talking about how niggas viewed her,
like a pride kind of thing,
and how like still like, you know, because she was even herself was a bottom bitch in like season 1 to that club owner shorty. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you seeing her rise, and it's kind of like, Louis, please don't tell me your missteps is an ego thing. It's like a trip. You trying to like be viewed like I'm the one with the power. You know it too, but everybody viewing you as head honcho. You have no idea what it's like to. I'm like, so that's why You dropped a bomb in y'all whole situation. That's why you ran off with the plug so you can do the whole operation because you want to be Griselda. and because you can assume and shit like that. But in that episode, I said, this bitch is crazy.
Yeah.
This nigga Jerome talking about, bitch, I am traumatized. I'm literally trying to kill my fam. I'm killing all these people. For what? We gonna look like if we do all of that, we gonna be happy?
Yeah,
like he's like
to what end?
For what?
Shit, yeah.
So even when he said I'm going to Jamaica, and that's the realest shit I ever told you. Like I was like, yo, bro, his intention was real loud to go. The show ain't about to let you look at Jerome hop on a plane, and that's how they cancel his character. You feel me? Like so, I'm just like, just again, shame on how Louis played it. Like, you know what I'm saying? And now. And then it was so crazy seeing that Kay Brandon on her shit, you know? She really
that's just there forever.
Yeah.
It's interesting because I feel like her character has definitely turned into, like you said early on. I was really fucking with her character early on. Now I'm just like every way that you move is just so opposite of what I would like for you to do, just because it's like you're digging yourself into a bigger hole, you know what I'm saying? And it's, you don't realize that I don't know, man. I feel like it, how she handled the whole situation when like Jerome was trying to tell her what he wanted to do, it just kind of like showed that damn, she's really the problem and she don't realize that she's the problem, you know what I'm saying? And then because of that, she got her dude killed. And then even after getting her dude killed, it's like not realizing that I'm like, this happened because of me. She now still thinks it's because of something else or somebody else. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's only turned her into more of wanting that, I guess, like respect or whatever, your revenge or whatever.
Now it's on some, because one thing that is clear and evident, that is probably the only thing that Louis did care for.
Yeah. And then so fucking LAPD boy showed up. That fucking guy,
man,
like, and
she gonna get the records of the beeper somehow.
She go, yeah.
The nigga, hey, that nigga said no so hot.
I never see like. I've always learned that lines in television shows never go. They're never for no reason.
Right,
you know what I'm saying? So like the fact that she said that and 100%. He said that. That's gonna come back around. That's gonna come back around at some point. You know what I'm saying? There's never a line in a show that's like not for a reason.
To him in that moment, right there, like, bro,
you're like, all right, no like, all right, just keep walking, nigga. You know what I'm saying? But Snowfall's really heating up. It's gonna be crazy to see how these last couple episodes go.
I'm interested to see his mother's disposition too, Franklin's mother, because I don't know.
I can't tell if she's mad at Franklin.
Really she is, but she mad at her. But
she's mad at everybody.
But she got the empathy for Louis. You visibly empathy for Louis. I'm mad at you, Frank. And it's kind of like, damn, like your mom's like, I'm like, so she and you know, we've always discussed. She got wild card vibes. So
wild card vibes
all the way.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know how that shit gonna play out. And now who are the leftover oppositions? You got the KGB and Teddy. So and the DEA. Yeah,
it's like everybody wants everybody's head. I guess everybody wants Teddy at the end of the day.
Everybody want Ozo, boy. That boy.
Ozo, it's like, that's funny, bro. Yeah, for everybody. Everybody's lead informant. If that nigga disappear, everybody's back to ground zero. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is crazy. How did he become the most important character in the whole show?
That shit was really hilarious because I was like, yo, Ocho, you're so like
he's so real, bro. He's just so real. We can't lie to nobody
like, yo, Ocho,
except Teddy.
Franklin, because frankly, you know, he would have no hesitation to end the situation. Franklin was like, damn, they got you in a clusterfuck, my boy. Like, fuck, I gotta help you. Like, help me. I have to help you.
Yeah.
Like, don't lie, bro. Please don't.
But no, but the fact that like Osho hasn't really lied to nobody except Teddy. You know what I'm saying? Like I guess like Franklin for real, but he'll just be telling you like, yeah, I've been working with the DEA, I've been working with the KGB, like this nigga working with everybody. You know what I'm saying? So that's gonna be and it's crazy. Like he's low key become one of my favorite characters in that joint too. You know what I'm saying? Just because of I guess kind of how he's just been playing everything.
Because it's like for your whole character arc. You could argue, say Ocho's actually been one of the most consistent characters.
Most consistent.
He didn't change.
Yeah.
He might have got more colder in him and how he got to move, obviously, but he ain't changed, actually.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah.
That's very true. What else is going on? I was trying to say, like, so what have you been on this week? Like, what have you been working on and what's kind of come up?
Yeah. So this week, you know, I've kind of gotten really back into the thick of things, studying for my AWS solution architect. So learning the terms, man. But I ain't gonna like, bro. I have to clap it up for this Chat GPT, man. I've kind of just been using it differently, and kind of being conversational with it, And I did it like it actually references, your past results. So like, I can be on some. Well, why did you? To the result it gave me. Well,
on the same thread.
Exactly, right. So like I've been kind of like playing with that and kind of just understanding some concepts more. Been doing a lot of editing, got a couple visuals on the way. Definitely we shot that rock and pirate joint that's coming. Shout out Ferg. Ferg definitely was a guest of this show. We shot a visual. He has a project on the way, so we shot some content for that. And let's see, there was another shout out my boy Rock and Roller Slim. Also, he did some performances at the Pie Shop. And one thing I realized shooting my boy Rock and Roller, man, I really do love a live band performance. I really love that. Like I can really be on my like fan and shit again, because it's like, and shooting that is a joy because I'm listening in real time. I'm like, bro, this is amazing, and I'm just shooting this shit. So that was really cool, and that's definitely some type of content we talking about shooting as it pertains to music, live instrumentation and stuff like that, bro. I really do fuck with that.
Is that hard to do with like one person, like with one shooter?
I will say,
like, you want to catch all the instruments. I don't know. Like, how do you think about that?
Yeah, so put it like this, right? What's the purpose? What's the purpose of the content at the end of the day? If you're trying to do a recap, sure, one person. But shout out DuPont Brass. About time flies, man. About 2 years ago, Ferg, again, shout out Ferg, he commissioned me to DP a couple of songs that this band DuPont Brass, based out of DC, were performing. And they performed 5 different songs with and they had different outfits for each of the songs, different lighting setup and all of that. And for that performance, we're literally, we got like 2 or 3 cameras operating, got like one on tripod, and the others like, catch each band member just getting in their jam, getting in their groove. You know what I'm saying? And then the purpose of it was to actually put it into like how long the actual performances were. So it ended up being like each video was like 5 minutes each. But for that, it's to your point. It's like kind of got to make sure everybody's getting captured in the same light, because it's like they all come together to make the whole. So you ain't trying to be like, oh, the drum player going crazy. Like, what about the bass player? Shit like that. So that was cool. But yeah, like I know, but even when it comes to live, I know a lot of times, if it's not no podcast, shit like that, you be doing sports. I haven't like have you done any like sports productions recently type thing?
Recently, no.
Okay.
No, I haven't done anything sports related in a while. But what would you bring that up to say? Or like for
no, I'm just talking about live
shooting. Oh, like live shoot. Oh, okay.
Well, real time. So like, you gotta catch it. And like, yo, bro, can you run that?
You can't run that back.
That L1 was crazy.
You mind doing it again from this angle?
Right. Like, so in my circumstance, right, it's kind of like, they pay for the time, the stew time. We don't got time to just be running tracks back. It's like, we have to 11. Once it's 11. That's it. We don't got no budget to be doing. I hope y'all caught it.
Yeah, facts. And that's kind of why I was asking if you had like how you go about, thinking about that type of stuff, because I feel like, obviously, like the more cameras or the more eyes you have on a thing, the better. But it can't always be that way. You know what I'm saying? But that's dope. That's dope.
I was gonna say too. I see that we briefly talked about it, and not to say like I know the fallout of this situation, but definitely curious to see. Like, did you have any thoughts in terms of, I don't know if you've seen like China and Russia and Italy and all these nations just being like, holding arms and like,
we're done with the dollar. That's a fucking slogan. Done with the dollar.
Yeah, man. It's interesting.
My thoughts, honestly, my thoughts are just like curiosity. I'm trying to figure out what this all means. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Shout out Lucas and Phil. They were here last night, and we were we were talking about that a little bit. But I was again trying to like see. I was like, what does this mean to y'all? Like, because I really don't know what to make of it. What did they say? So basically, they were saying what you were saying to me the other day when we were talking about it. Basically, it means that it weakens the value of the dollar if other countries aren't trying to if other countries aren't making it their foundational currency. You know what I'm saying? So, which could ultimately lead to, you know, the weakening or the demise or the destruction or whatever word you want to use of our economy.
Right?
Yeah.
It's like, maybe, we still get the same cash and shit, but it's like,
bro,
it just, gas is $8.
Which I don't know, man. Like, it's really, this is going to sound so fucking like naive and elementary of me, but I think it's hard. Yeah. It's hard to imagine a world where like our economy isn't like the strongest economy in the world. It's hard to imagine, only because I don't think I've ever lived in a world consciously where that was the case. You know what I'm saying? So when we talk about you know, our dollar not being worth much, I don't even know what that means. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I know what it means, but it's hard to imagine like what. So yeah, does that mean we're paying $8 a gallon for gas? And if that's the case, are we getting paid more for what we do? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's very interesting.
You know what? I think what's like really evident right now is the gap between tech and the actual modern systems that we actually use to like govern this society, this world. Is a big gap. And even like, I remember I was, you know, doing some taxation for myself. I was doing something on IRS. And they literally had a little thing. They're like, we know our systems are very outdated, and then we're working on making a lot of
you said on IRS.
On the IRS,
we're
working on making.
It's very interesting. All these government like websites are so outdated. Like a lot of these government websites. You
would have thought we really, because I'm like, yo, bro, y'all ain't changed.
Y'all ain't changed since 2004. Like, it don't make no sense.
The same since 04. And now you like, damn.
You got ChatGPT can literally tell you what to do to update this whole thing. It can literally remake your website. But like,
the cool thing about the chat too, for anybody, you know what I'm saying, if you're actually using that shit a lot, they actually have a feature you can implement a widget in your browser
to kind of make your.
You don't need to go on chat. I literally have a drop down,
and then it's asked to. Lit. That's popping.
It's beautiful. Yeah, it's just it don't take up your. You literally will input it on whatever you're working with. I love that shit. I love that shit. Bro.
Yeah. Now Chat GPT is making waves. It's crazy because this week actually I was watching a couple of interviews from the CEO.
Word.
Yeah, just like random podcasts that he was on and shit like that. I was just kind of watching them. So it's interesting. But you know, a lot of these CEOs that work for, or like, you know, that run these tech companies, especially these like forward thinking companies, it's like they kind of just be saying the right things and stuff that. I'm watching this interview, and I got nothing against the guy. I think I was watching it just to be. It was very like it's like I'm watching Mark Zuckerberg. You know what I'm saying? Like talk about Facebook. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, okay, whatever. But it is interesting to. It was interesting because I didn't know who was behind. I thought Elon Musk was behind it this whole time. You know what I'm saying? Is he like involved? Like, why would I think that? No, what did I hear that he was involved?
To a degree, he is involved somewhere.
Okay, AI. But he's not the CEO.
Yeah, like, you know, it's so crazy. Like, as we grow up and shit like that, we start realizing like, oh, these are kind of not all like placeholders, but it's like, yeah, you could be CEO, but somebody else.
Yeah, 100%.
You know,
Entourage always taught me that. Entourage always taught me that because there's this one episode. Remember when Lil Bow Wow was on a few episodes? There was one episode. E was trying to get him a TV show, and they were basically saying how like, oh well, you know, Vince is an executive producer on the show. He's like, he's that by name. You know what I'm saying? Like, we know he doesn't do anything on the show. So that made me think like, oh yeah, like that's probably the case with a lot of, like, sometimes if you got that name, throw it in the credits, it changes the dynamic. You know what I'm saying? 100%. But now, what are your thoughts on like how, like what this all means? Because like I said, I feel like I'm in soak in information mode right now. I don't have a genuine opinion that's my own right now. I feel like,
trust me, I mean, I'm not too far from the same place that you're at, right? I do, and you know what, man, I love to have Kojo. We need to bring Kojo back. Kojo break this shit down to a T for us. But like, I think when I see that, kind of like the same thing, I'm like, damn, we have been so reliant on these systems. It gets to a point that we think it's like second nature, and like that will never change, right? But literally all we do is look to our left and right, and things are changing every fucking day. So now when I look at I'm like, damn, when when I think about cryptocurrencies, when I think about stable coins, when I just think about all these digital alternatives, it start to give, at least for me, I'd be like, damn, are we collectively giving a little bit more credence to that? Because we're seeing that the shit we've been using can just like crumble. And then what? People are going to be looking to alternatives or different ways to barter services or whatever that look like, right? So, I don't know, bro. Like, it's interesting to see, but I think even us having a conversation, I do think these are things that people should pay attention to. I think it'd be really naive to think sometimes a lot of changes that happen in the world and shit like that couldn't have a trickle down effect onto your life as well.
Yeah.
So, and like a quick just analogy of that, like, you know, people be so opinionated when it comes to presidential elections. You voting this party, that party, this thing. They're gonna, you know, do this. They're gonna fight for us for this cause, whatever. But it's like you so invested in those type of decisions, yet you don't give a fuck about your community elections. You know, like down. Like at that rec center where they're literally making the fucking legislation for the county you live in, which you will feel it.
Yeah.
You will literally feel that. You will see that. You're not there.
Yeah.
You're not at the state level where the the mayors, the governors, and shit like that, where they have these type of places where you can throw ideas out there. You can have initiatives and people to back you, and you know what I'm saying? But people want to take it to the federal level where nobody fucking hear your voice. And I was like, oh, like, no, this is not right. This is, it's and I say all that to say that people got to give themselves a lot more credit in terms of, I guess, change that they can have enacted and the ability to adapt to things changing. So, like, get out of the mindset of, like, nah, this is just how it is. I'd prefer this because that's just works. Well, what if your preference doesn't work tomorrow? Then what do you do?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You passed out. And people, I even find it very, it's funny to me, not in a bad way, but I'm just like, damn, like, even as I talk to artists and creatives and shit like that, when I talk about AI, and sometimes a lot of people be averse. And I'm like, yo, bro, like, it's being integrated. To be honest, there's probably many ways to help you, but you're trying to have like a moral stance. Like, it's like, get that out, yo. It's not even about that.
It's not about morality. It's about like, it's about use.
iRobot, the AI take over. Like, bro, no, I need you to think of this as one of the most craziest tools to just.
It's like the internet.
Learn how to
you know what I'm saying? It's like the internet. Think about where would music be right now if it weren't for the internet? You know what I'm saying? And that can mean a bunch of different things, like streaming
for $10, and now people complain about streaming. It's like, bro, for $9.99, you can stream
anything that you want. Anything that you want. You know what I'm saying?
Palm in your hand.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
So it's like the advent of the internet enabled streaming. The advent of the internet enabled social media, which is how a lot of these musicians get found. You know what I'm saying? Like we have more famous or popular musicians now than we ever had, just because literally motherfuckers can make a whole career.
Everybody can now establish that platform. It used to be like you had to go through that one way. Nah, I can make this.
You know what I'm
saying?
If you weren't like a Def Jam artist, no one was gonna hear you. You know what I'm saying? So it was like it's crazy to think about how, but also too, the internet had this kind of like stigma of, oh, I'm not gonna use that, or like I don't need to use that. Back when maybe in like the 90s, you know what I'm saying? Are the
ones asking so many questions on how to use the basic functions of the internet. It's like, yo, bro, you see how you here now? We about to leave. And
that's the thing, like AI is the same vibe where it's super early, but in and of itself, it's not like a bad thing. It's like how it's used determines whether it's like good or bad. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I mean, the same thing about, we don't gotta get on a tangent with this, but I mean, this is how I genuinely feel, even about with guns and shit like that. It's like, yo, bro, who using this shit? Stop blaming the facts.
Who using this shit?
Yo, did you hear about that fucking school shooting in Nashville?
This was yesterday?
Like a couple days ago.
Damn, that's crazy.
You didn't hear about this?
Did not come. That's crazy how I didn't come on my
feet. Some shorty went and shot like an older person, like 28 years old.
Right.
Went into like an elementary school, or I think like a private school, but like shot like 3 kids and 3 adults, or 3 kids and 2 adults, something like that. It was, I don't remember the exact numbers, but this was like this week.
Mad lone wolf syndrome.
It's crazy. I mean, it's crazy because it's just crazy how like shit like this just keeps happening. You know what I'm saying? It's like people think that's the way to. I don't know. I really can't analyze the reasoning behind why somebody would do some shit like that. But
I always hope that niggas don't get desensitized to these things happening, because like what you said, this shit is not uncommon.
Yeah,
it's not uncommon.
It's a little too common for comfort. That's the crazy thing.
Y'all remember when we were coming up, niggas would reference Columbine.
Yeah.
Like,
and that was the one thing in like an 8-year span.
That was like, I think Colorado.
Yeah.
Like,
and for like 10 years, we would just reference that because it was the only one. You know what I'm saying?
Red,
yeah.
That's why we got these codes.
100%. 100%.
And now,
there's so many joints to reference. There's the Nashville joint, the Sandy Hook joint, the fucking.
And I remember the most. And then after the Columbine, it was the Virginia Tech.
Mm-hmm. I do remember Virginia Tech.
But it's like, and then that was for a long time the thing. Mm-hmm. Now, niggas have left academia a while ago.
Yeah.
Niggas in schools really be, what I'm saying, going, you really don't know.
It's crazy because like I used to be in school around those times when we would have those moments where we're talking about them. Because it's like you might for a week be like referencing it and working on like your exit plan or whatever the fuck you might hear about it. And like for that little bit of time, it's like, damn, like kind of scared to go to school. You know what I'm saying? When you're a kid and you're hearing about this shit, you're like, can this happen here? You know what I'm saying? Like you're a little worried.
You know the niggas balling at Virginia early, like at the beginning of the season.
Oh yeah. I was gonna bring that up. Yeah, like
bro,
yeah. Some dude that was just mad at the basketball team.
Shit?
Oh, it was a former player, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Like, crazy. But nah, it's crazy because I can't imagine like being in school now and then just being like, oh well, like, is this gonna happen? You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like as much as it happens now, and it's crazy because I told you me and my guys was hanging out last night, and we were kind of talking about. I said that I would not want my kids to be on social media at all until like they're like 16 years old. You know what I'm saying? And
what do you think that even looks like at 16?
You said what?
What do you think that even looks like your child at 16? What the fuck is social media then?
Oh no, facts. Nah, big facts.
Like,
big facts. But I'm saying like in the world that we live in now, like say I had a 16-year-old right now type vibes. And somebody was arguing, oh well, like, you know what I'm saying, you're gonna be holding them back socially and all this type of stuff. And I was like, nah, I feel like you can get social skills and you can get all the things that you need just through like human interaction. I feel like people use like these iPads and these iPhones and these devices and these social media places to like deflect the responsibility of raising your kids, right?
Yeah.
And so I was making this argument that I feel like social, like I was saying devices, but what I mean by devices is like the internet and access to all the information that the internet has for you. That is something that, and it's crazy because like when I was growing up, I would have hated that restriction. I would have, but it's absolutely necessary right now because there's too much information on the internet, bro. There's too much for a child who's like still developing their way of thinking. It's too much information out there that can shape their way of thinking. You know what I'm saying? 100%. And it's like it can shape it for good and for bad. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I feel like until the brain develops to a certain level of maturity, you can't just introduce it to all the information that's available, dog. You got to kind of curate what kind of information goes in, bro. Like
I even speak to like my sister, right? Never had a social media platform in her life.
Yeah. Never. People like that always intrigue me,
bro. Like, and this is
like in a good way. I feel like I wish I was that way. I wonder my life would probably be completely different for the better.
This is my little sister, and there's so many qualities that she has like within herself that I'd be like,
no, that's me.
Okay, but there'd be so many things. Even when I see, I'll be like, damn, sis, like, you know what I'm saying? You a unicorn in the greatest way, and it's kind of like you have to. It goes back to systems.
Yeah.
When you have type of systems that you kind of like abide by, other things are extra. And sometimes people don't feed the curiosity that you might have. Like, oh, people are on social media, let me go. Like, sometimes people are just like, I'm doing this.
I'm doing this. Like what I'm doing in real life is interesting enough.
What you say is on there. I don't need that. I don't care to like hear people's opinions or perspectives on things or like talk or like get informed in that way. Like I have these tasks that have to get accomplished, and if I accomplish that, I can meet my goals and do those type of things. And it's kind of like to me, like based on reality in like the realest way, like, bro, goal set. You don't need these type of all these other perspectives and like what you said, this unnecessary information and all that type of thing. It's like a lot of times it's clutter, and we never necessarily
it's crazy,
the clutter in our brain.
A lot of times also not just that it's clutter, it's that it's not just black and white information. It's information with a filter or with like through somebody's biases. You know what I'm saying?
You're not even supposed to be privy to. Like, I know this because you shared it.
Exactly. I'm like, so the reason I brought this up is because when we're talking about these school shootings, it's like, you know, if I'm going to school in fucking Gaithersburg, I'm not going to know like pre-social media, pre-internet, pre-information, just like being readily available. I wouldn't know if there was another shooting in like a fucking town in fucking Massachusetts until 6 p.m. on the news. And if they decided to tell that story, you know what I'm saying? Like Columbine was a thing because it was a thing, you know what I'm saying? So, and like, who knows if that was the only school shooting that happened in that 10-year span? Probably not. Like, just the way that it couldn't have been, you know what I'm saying? It's just the one that was the most popular. It was the one that we all could reference, you know what I'm saying? But I feel like, what good does it do to have kids going to school scared, thinking that like someone's going to come and shoot them any given day? Like that don't really, that's not, you want to be cautious of the possibility of it, but it doesn't really do you no good to go into school knowing that like it's happening all over the world every day. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, for me, for kids, some information is better off not knowing. Like, it's not like, why would you care what's going on in fucking Thailand when you're here? You know what I'm saying? You're a kid, like you're already super consumed by your environment. You know what I'm saying? Like kids, so crazy, bro. Like now that I got this little niece that I'm just kind of watching every day, like it's so interesting how like she's like 6 months old, 5 months old, something small like that. And it's just so interesting how every little thing around her just like consumes just like her.
She's malleable.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's just like she'll just be staring out the window. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes I'll be holding her and we'll just be looking out the window, because like in my office I got this big dumbass window and there's just like shit going on outside the window. You know what I'm saying? So like sometimes we'll just be looking out the window. She'll look here, she'll look there, she'll look here. Like she just be looking, and that's kind of when she's quiet. When she's by herself, like when she's not around the window, she'll be like in the middle of the room. She might just be playing with whatever's around her, making noise and stuff like that. But it's just interesting how all these kind of like random stupid things that I don't even like, I look past them. She's like intrigued by them. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But to me, it's like it's interesting. So I feel like that's enough to garner a child's interest. They don't need to add, like what's going on the internet? What's going on with this? What does this person think is interesting? What does that person think is interesting? She 100%. Can kind of just pick up anything and find it interesting. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of why I'm of this mindset that I really feel like using the internet and social media to entertain kids is kind of a crutch. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, I kind of grew up with the internet, you know what I'm saying? Like,
but you know, we also grew up in that time where, you know, motherfucking Nike had the go outside campaigns. Do you remember when, I mean, that's a Nike, Nickelodeon. Like, I remember like
Play 60 with the NFL and shit like that.
Nickelodeon would literally be like the whole day they had like a one screen on the channel. It was like go outside, like
for real.
Go outside.
I don't remember that. That's crazy.
Like, that's nuts.
Yeah. I'm not mad at that campaign.
It was like a thing. Like,
I'm not mad at that campaign.
I'm sure, you know, they made their dollars off that too. But
and it's crazy because I'm not even on some like, I would be on some.
Go do something.
Yeah, like to me, it's like, you can be on the, because that's another thing. Like we were having this conversation last night, and my boy kept saying like, oh, well, you know, you're hindering them from like learning all the things you can do with the computer. And I was like, no, I'm not saying like I'm anti-electronics for kids. Like that's absolutely not what I'm saying. Yeah. I'm saying like I was using iPad and iPhone in place of social media. But like what I mean is the internet, the social media aspect of these devices. The devices themselves, I think, are useful. And I would let my kid use a device to learn how to, I video edit. If I'm bringing my kid into my world, I would show them how I'm editing videos and let them try it. Like that's why I said I grew up with the internet, because my dad was like his profession was like he was working with computers before everybody had computers in their house. So I lived in a house that had a bunch of computers in it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And yeah, 100%.
Get off the phone.
It's like,
hang up the phone.
But it's crazy because like I thought that was common. It wasn't until I grew up a little bit that I realized, oh, like y'all don't got computers in y'all house. You know what I'm saying? I was kind of spoiled in that way, but that's only because that was what my dad did for a living. So if we fast forward to like me, I'm gonna be like, if I'm using computers all the fucking time, I'm not gonna tell my kids they can't use computers. Not like, you know what I'm saying?
Right,
but
right.
I know that I fast from social media because I need to, you know what I'm saying? But like, if you leave that up to a child, like they're not going to see the need to fast. So it's like, why not just introduce it to them later? You know what I'm saying? So that's just kind of how I feel, but I feel like it's just because there's so much fucking information out there and not all information is good information. You know what I'm saying? I feel like sometimes we feel like, the more information, the more knowledge you have, the better. I feel like
that's not the case.
Yeah, that can't just be a blanket statement. I feel like sometimes the more information you get, the worse off you are. Like ignorance is bliss a lot of times.
Like, bro, your brain, like whether you know it or not, like things take up real estate within your brain.
Yeah.
So knowing that and knowing that you can't necessarily even understand the things that sit in your subconscious, it'd be best to just consume shit that I am consciously wanting to consume.
Shout out to Danielle. She said that day that you were talking about with Nickelodeon, she said it was called a Worldwide Day of Play. Do you remember that?
Worldwide Day of Play.
I don't even remember that.
Yeah, bro.
Do you remember like what year that was?
This is like 2004.
Yeah. That's crazy. But I do remember when there was like a big push for getting kids to go outside and all this kind of stuff. But again, like I would encourage my kid to like be good at video games because that leads to something, you know what I'm saying? And I remember when I was playing video games, that felt like play in and of itself. Like, I mean, I think there was more of a social aspect of playing video games back. It's crazy because like now you can play on the internet and meet all kinds of people. But I told you, like, Serge is one of the first people that I met when I moved around here. That was what our days looked like. Me, Serge, Uzal, just and like Theo, just like playing video games all fucking day. But it was social because like you only had 2 controllers, so you're rotating between the two, like between 4 people.
There's still some teamwork happening.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Or just like it's competition, like King of the Court type of shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like this competition of like, okay, like I'm gonna beat all 3 of y'all or whatever the fuck. But you got to take turns. You got to like there's this kind of like competitive thing that's being, but that would literally translate to outside. It's like, okay, once we're done playing Madden, we might go and play 21 outside. You know what I'm saying? Right. And once we're done playing 21, we might go in and play 2K or whatever the fuck. Right. You know what I'm saying? So there was kind of this, it was just like an overall competitive thing that was cool. Like I don't knock people that play video games all day at all, but I do feel like it's a little bit different when you're in the house by yourself playing with people and you're talking to them and they live like somewhere else. It's still fine. I'm like, I would encourage my kid to do that. Like, as a gamer, I feel like it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? But I do feel like, I'm not against just like these devices, bro. I'm more against what you can do with them.
Come with it. It's kind of like, yo, there's so many. It's kind of just educating people the things you can do with it. Like, yo, this is a whole tool. I don't think you're really using this. This is a little frivolous. This is entertainment. Like,
and that's the thing. Like a lot of people are just like numbing their brains with these tools. It goes back to what we were saying.
Entertainment too. Some people don't watch TV. They on social media. That's a real thing.
Or like,
or they're on the TV.
Or they're streaming on their iPad. It's like they got a TV in front of their face, but they're streaming it on their iPad. You know what I'm saying? What is that about? Right you can cast it if you want, but I would rather just like watch. I'd rather just get up and take it with me.
And that even speaks to why you see all these corporate, like all these big brands and shit like that now wanting to change the video dimension. Like, you see,
they want to make it tall.
Like, bro, this is how our users are wanting to consume content. So that's what we're gonna make. Fuck what you're traditionally used to. And I don't like them. Like it is what it is. It's very interesting.
Nah, that's a fact. What else is there? I feel like
you want to talk about, man, just real quick, man. Just the playoffs about
we're right.
That shit right on time.
Right around the corner. Right, the playoffs are. You know what I'm saying?
It is a very interesting year. I'm not gonna hold you.
Yeah,
good year for the NBA. If you want to talk about,
it's competitive.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
You want to talk about that?
I mean, I guess it's interesting how you look at the word competitive because it's like there's no clear best team on either side.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying, on the East or the West. I feel like there's no clear best team. I feel like all the teams are kind of jumbled together. I mean, I think the best record in the West is the Nuggets, if I'm not mistaken. Is that or the Nuggets or the Grizzlies?
Yeah. No,
not the Grizzlies.
Yeah. And then Kings
are right there.
Third.
Kings are third.
I don't know who's the second, but yes, the Nuggets is number 1 though.
Yeah. Who would be the second? I'm trying to think of like who the best teams in the West are. But yeah, I mean, you got the Warriors, the Grizzlies, the Clippers,
the Timberwolves,
the Timberwolves right there, the Thunder and the Lakers. They're all kind of duking it out for those like last like 6 spots. You know what I'm saying? So it's really tightening up over there on the West. On the East,
I can hold you. I'm liking it. I'm liking.
Who are you liking? You say you're liking how it's looking?
Yeah, because it's just looking so. Who will take it?
Yeah.
It's to be had.
Yeah, it's to be had. There's no clear cut, like, yeah.
And, being the best defense.
The Suns. Where are the Suns at?
Best defensive team in that's second.
Is that second? Okay.
Second. Yeah. We're the best defensive team in the league since we made those moves. Since the trade deadline.
Like defensive efficiency?
Yeah. We're number one. We're number 1 in defense. So like now getting our full firepower back, going into the offense and shit like that. It's like, all right, let's see what's what. Man.
And also, this is kind of the time where it's like, this is where you expect LeBron to be just to do LeBron things. You know what I'm saying? Like
you got help now, bro.
And you have the help.
Literally looking at the Lakers like, shit. I don't see anybody. I'm like, shit, bro. You ain't get past. Nah.
For anybody that's interested, Lakers money line. That's a good bet tonight. I'm just gonna say it. Just said it. That's a good bet. I told you I took their spread the other day. They won by like 15 points.
Great bet.
So yeah, anybody that's interested, I'm riding with that. So if you want to ride with me,
you got a pick for who you got winning.
The whole thing.
What's your finals pick?
Finals matchup. I want to say the Suns. Come out of the West.
Suns and Bucks rematch.
Oh, that would be a rematch, huh? From 2 years ago. I don't know if I see the Bucks coming out of the East. I don't know. I don't know.
Is Philly who you think might take them?
I don't know. Like the East is scarier to me than the West. The East is scarier or more of a toss up to me than the West. Only because the top teams are the heaviest.
But that's the thing. But
it's like the West. Anybody can take it.
It's a toss up, but
it's condensed. It's condensed. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. West is like 1 through 8 could take. 1 through 8 could be in the conference in the finals. Whereas like the East, it's like it could be 1 through 3. It could be 1 through 4 if you throw, because like Cleveland, I think is legit if they get healthy.
You think they dark horse like that to go?
Cleveland is legit if they get healthy, bro. Like, think about this: a full strength, Jared Allen, Evan Mobley, Donovan Mitchell, and Darius Garland, full strength in 7 games. The only thing that's to their detriment is they don't really got the postseason experience.
It looks like they're gonna face the Knicks in the first round. That's gonna be
and the Knicks are tough too.
The
Knicks are tough, but I feel like they're always deceptively tough. It's like once playoffs come around, they go back to being trash.
We'll see. Yeah, we'll see.
We will see, because I don't want to just throw that on them, because I actually
Brunson, bro,
the Knicks are a team that I love this year. Their Knicks are a team that I love this year.
An addition.
Yeah.
Jesus, that you can argue
because Brunson being Brunson. The thing is, like, because Brunson is being Brunson. Like, I feel like when he was
and Randall, he got better. It's crazy.
Which is crazy because he won Most Improved like 2 years ago, or maybe was it last year? Not last year, but maybe 2 years ago.
And he had that 50 piece.
Yeah,
like
a couple days ago.
Drew Holliday had
a 50 piece last night or 2 nights ago.
Holiday is
underrated.
Nah, I guess not now. I think everybody giving us flowers now, but I think
perfectly
the craziest thing is like the past 2 years have been his best years ever.
How old is he? Do you know?
He's in his 30s. This is his 14th year.
Oh shit, 14.
Like, well, like 34, 35. Like, I'm like,
I do think,
and I guess the way the league is, and shout out to Bruke Lopez as well. These are players
he's having his best year too.
Literally are knowing, I wouldn't say, but it's kind of just like they morph, because Bruke Lopez, you remember he was a premier player at one point in his career. But it's like, yo, bro, you are a key part of the team.
But the thing is, I feel like veterans will do that, because the way I think about it is 100%. It's not every vet. It's not gonna be every veteran.
A nigga like Carmelo Anthony, we ain't really see it.
Well, but he came out elite.
Yeah,
but he was elite when he came out.
No, but I'm talking about
you can't go up from it's so hard to go up from that. Drew Holiday came in like he was regular.
I'm not talking about up, because I don't necessarily think a Lopez is up. I think you literally morphed your game to still be productive today. It doesn't necessarily mean better. Drew Holiday is an anomaly, because I think
he got better.
He is literally
He's the best he's ever been. Yeah. And I feel like that comes with. I feel like that comes with. I feel like that comes from comfortability of, well, I'm here. I'm a vet. Like I'm here. You're still working on your game and everything like that. So it's like
the science, everything. Like you got the resources. And everything. Like, and that means I'm like, yo, kudos to you because you really done kept up. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The staying
him like Jeff Green. I'm not saying Jeff Green is having it, but Jeff Green's still relevant. You know what I'm saying?
Like,
so it's like it's interesting to see.
Carter. Like he retired, but he was in the league for 20 years.
20-something years.
Knew his fucking role. And even in Atlanta, he was like a mentor now.
Yeah.
Udonis Haslem. Like, actually, no. Haslem never really.
He was never really anything.
He was always that.
He was always who he retired as.
Shout out Haslem.
Yeah. Nah. The thing is, like, these guys matter, but it's like, Drew Holiday, this nigga just dropped a 50 piece. Like, it made no sense. You know what I'm saying?
What?
And had like 8 assists and 7 boards. Like Giannis had like a 38-point triple-double in that same game. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy because like that duo went off the night before, and then last night Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown went off on them. You know what I'm saying? Like them niggas had like 70 points or 90 points combined or some shit like that.
Man, like, sometimes Jaylen Brown, like he turning on, man. He be going crazy.
Yeah, he's different. He's different. Bro, I bet his last night I bet his 2.5 threes. This nigga hit that in the first quarter. I was like, bro, I literally, bro, I literally picked up my phone to check my scores for the first time that game. Like literally 15 minutes after the game started. I'm like, oh shit, it's just hit. You know what I'm saying? Like, what do I do for the rest of the night? You know what I'm saying? So like, that's just like you love an early cash like that. So shout out my guy Jaylen Brown. You know what I'm saying? But I've been rocking with Jaylen Brown consistently all year. He's been kind of a guy that you can kind of count on. You know what I'm saying? But so we talk about picks for East and West. You know what I'm saying? Before we wrap up, I feel like out of the East, my favorite would probably be. I mean, I probably am gonna have to go the Bucks because when I think about it, I feel like in 7 games they're hard to beat. You know what I'm saying? Like early in the year, I'm not gonna hold you. Earlier in the year, I think we definitely had the conversation, and I was telling you I think Boston comes out of the East,
right?
And then you were saying to me, I don't know if you remember this, you were like, nah, I just don't think they're legit. You know what I'm saying? You were not in so many words. You were like, I just don't think they're actually legit. And I've been watching them, although they did beat Milwaukee by 50 points last night, which is fucking stupid. I've been watching them, and it's like I've seen them too many times lose to teams that they were double-digit favorites. They lost to the Wizards the other day.
That was crazy.
They lost to the Magic before. Like I see them, they lost to the Pacers one time. Like I be seeing them lose to teams that they're not supposed to lose to, and I'm just like, damn, I don't like that. You know what I'm saying? Like I do not like that. That don't bode well for, you know what I'm saying? Like you can't just turn these things on sometimes. You know what I'm saying?
Really, like I really be like, yo, the Bucks really do got it. As long as they play up to how they play, they got it.
Although I do think the
Celtics could easily,
because the Celtics, something that matters when it comes to these playoff pushes or playoff time, the Celtics have the second best road record in the league, behind the Bucks. You know what I'm saying? So like things like that I do think matter. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. I feel like they had their moment last year. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. You know, but I feel like the Bucks might come out of the West. I mean, the East, and then I think the Suns out of the West.
Word.
Yeah. What about you?
I'm gonna go Lakers, bro.
Yeah.
On Lakers, we winning this shit.
Where are they at right now?
We're
as far as the standings, they're 8th. So they're in the play-in right now.
We're in it.
Yeah.
I got Lakers. I think Lakers and Bucks. I'm gonna go Lakers and Bucks.
That's not gonna be bad.
Bucks man, you know, Sixers would be cool. I fuck with Embiid a lot, but
I don't think I don't think they're like a series winning team. I just don't see, not against like a great team.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I don't think they beat a great team in 7 games.
Yeah, I don't.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't see it.
They might in any given night.
It up, though. You know, I would love to see Lakers and Philly.
I just don't think they got it, man. Like Philly, it's like
I do think they got arguably. You know, it's kind of crazy just how Bucks have an unstoppable player. I do think Embiid is
an unstoppable player for sure.
Like so, off of that alone and your surrounding piece, I'm not gonna rule y'all out. Like a team I will rule
Who you
out.
Taking, Drew Holiday or James
Harden?
Harden?
Getting there, like you know how the Heat were there last.
They're always kind of middle of the pack.
Always, and That's a team that needs to blow up. That's another conversation for another day.
I saw that they have like what 7 or 9 undrafted players on that roster.
Like, what are y'all doing?
You know what I'm saying?
What y'all doing?
I feel like that's a testament to as a team how decent they are.
Nah.
Where the fuck is Kyle Lowry been? Is he even still on that team?
Bro, this is the
He's
thing.
hurt.
He's been hurt a lot. He's playing, but that's the thing. They actually just dropped an article. They're like, the Heat did not expect this version of Kyle Lowry when they made the move for him.
What version? Like
version
non-factor? Non-factor?
Yeah.
Like the fact that I think he's hurt and he's not.
It was a crazy trade anyway. And they're sick at the fact that next year he's owed the last year contract another $30 million.
Oh shit! This nigga's getting paid $30
like
million.
Lowry,
Yeah.
You know?
That's crazy. But who would you take? Drew Holiday or James Harden right now?
Damn.
The fact that you were thinking about it is telling.
That's a great cool.
Because that's what I feel like it boils down to when you talk about having 2 unstoppable players and Giannis and Embiid. You know what I'm saying? It's like, well, who's that number 2?
I'm going with Drew right now because Drew won.
He's 2 ways.
He's won that shit too.
And he's a 2-way player. He's done it.
And he's a champion.
He knows what it takes. He knows what it takes. That's important.
Yeah. I'm not saying better players. Just who am I taking?
Just who am I taking?
This right now at this moment in the season.
Yeah.
Gotta go with Drew.
Yeah. No, that's interesting. Yeah, but I'm interested in knowing what's y'all's like finals predictions. How do y'all think this playoffs plays out? You know what I mean? I will say a couple of teams I want to see make it just to see what they do.
Yeah.
OKC. You know what I'm saying? I like to see, these young teams will there. And Shai Gilgeous, man, I just love watching this guy, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
he doesn't get enough praise.
He don't get nearly enough praise, bro. But Shai Gilgeous and just like what OKC is doing,
insane,
lethal.
Insane.
A nigga that averages 30 points a game and doesn't really take 3-pointers like that.
Insane,
crazy. Josh Giddey also, he's a baller. Fucking and then on the other side, Cleveland, I'm interested to see what they do. It's dark horse, but not so much playoff experience. Donovan Mitchell, did he do anything with the Jazz with playoff wise? Did they make it deep?
Him and Jamal Murray did give us a historic series.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Was that the bubble year?
Books, I think it was.
Yeah,
one for the books.
Yeah,
one for the books.
50.
Oh, 50? Here's
another 50.
Here's another 50.
Yeah.
Here's a 45. Oh, here's another 50. Though.
I'm weak. Really. And then also, I think you mentioned the Knicks. I'm interested in seeing what the Knicks do this in the postseason.
It will be fun too.
Yeah.
Sure.
So that's that. Folks, if you're here, subscribe to the channel.
Subscribe.
You know what I'm saying? We got a lot of dope things unraveling over the next,
for sure,
course of the show, I guess. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even gonna put a timetable on it. But
got a lot of dope guests.
Yeah, so definitely subscribe to the channel, follow us everywhere. We got a Patreon. That link will probably be in the description.
Yep.
So yeah, man. Everybody have a good weekend. Is anything interesting going on this weekend? I feel like it's just a regular weekend this weekend, right?
Yeah, man, y'all live.
But next week next week is gonna be some nice ass weather. I'm seeing like shit in the 80s. I was getting out on the tennis court and on the golf course this week. You know what I'm saying? Like this week that just passed. So that was cool. Taking advantage of the good weather. So I'm looking forward to that next week for sure. But yeah, man. Everybody have a good weekend. We'll see y'all next week.
Real early.